That Which Survives is not free of typical TOS era silliness, although it does, I think, remain a very watchable and genuinely tense episode. One wherein we're genuinely unsure of how things are going to unravel, and the conclusion, I think it's fair to say, is genuinely surprising, and some of the deductions which Kirk makes about the nature of the computer program and the reproductions of Lasira, what's her name? They it's kind of compelling. It would. It's one of those things where I think some of the elements of the script are so silly that they only make sense as surreal visuals. Because reading in a script, woman appears in the transporter room, touches the technician, and he dies, and then she's appearing here and there on the Enterprise itself, touching people, and then they're dying, and then this going around the planet and the landing party, and they can, if she says the name of the individual, she can harm them. If she doesn't mention the name, they're all good. Therefore, Kirk is unscathed. Reading this as a script, you'd think this is silly nonsense, but then you kind of reconsider. Wait, how much money do we have on the show? Oh, I see. That's why you wrote that in there, because it's easy to just get some actress and have her in three different versions of her as the main enemy in the plot. I see. All right, good thinking, writer. So that's where we're at with That Which Survives. A story from Michael Richards, different Michael Richards. And of course it's a pseudonym for D.C. Fontana. Excuse me, I was looking at a different source. Anyway, John Meredyth Lucas wrote the teleplay. Is John Meredyth Lucas, this is off topic, but he's the only person to both write and direct an episode. Unfortunately, it was Alan of Troyes, which no one ought to be proud of, really. That Which Survives is solid stuff. I don't know if it's really fair to say that this is the kind of thing that wouldn't be in season 2. Now, more episodes of this sort of cheap caliber are in season 3, though season 2 did have its clunkers, wherein these alien entities, or non-corporeal beings, were sort of conveniently possessing humans. It was, well, sometimes the crew of the Enterprise itself, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh wow, that was a very easy way to realize some alien species slash genre components into an episode without actually having to spend any money on any interesting effects. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it just didn't lend itself to such so stories. But honestly, this is a better version of a lot of those kind of crummy season 2 episodes, like By Any Other Name, what are they called? Return to Tomorrow and the Immunity Syndrome. By Any Other Name is probably the best of those free ones, actually. Anyway, That Which Survives, I think it's quite good stuff overall, personally. The Immunity Syndrome is not people being possessed as such, but it's another, glowing bright object, multicolored object in space, We've seen them before. Anyway, moving on now.